Hello, my name is June Berlinger. I am a volunteer at Longmont United Hospital and serve primarily in two capacities. First, co-chair of the Patient and Family Advisory Council, and my real passionate role as a volunteer is a story catcher, a program that started here 3.5 years ago. And I want to tell you a little bit about it and what our experiences have been. There are now 6 of us that see and meet with patients. It is a volunteer program that we find transforms the patient experience. It does it because we are able to go in, spend as much time as a patient needs, sit down with them, pull up a chair, make sure they're comfortable. Can we adjust your pillow? Do you want a drink of water? And we tell them about the program, and some are leery, but most of them are, yeah, this sounds pretty interesting, let's try it. And so the conversation begins. And what we do is we have a list of questions, not that they have to follow them. And I have begun giving the patients the prompt questions so they can guide it, and or they'll say, well, start asking the questions. And oftentimes it starts chronologically with their birth and talking about their childhood and their family, school, career, interest. But the real fun and meat is when we get into the questions that really address the essence of who they are. And these questions are like, what do you value most in your life? What do you consider your strengths as a person? What have been the best years of your life and why? If you could sit down with a group of children and share the life lessons that you have learned, what would they be? This one's real interesting because they never pause. It's bing, 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 bing. I mean, they know it and they want to share it. Another is, what do you consider your greatest accomplishment? And what do you want to still accomplish in your life? And these are thought-provoking. They'll sit back, they'll ponder. But what happens in this process is what's amazing. It is the energy in the room. We'll walk in, and some patients might be kind of slumped down in their bed or preoccupied, of course, with what's going on. We do not focus on their hospitalization illness. We focus on them as a person, a human, someone with remarkable life experiences and memories. And the result is it empowers them, and so they feel more capable of what we found communicating with the staff, because see, we encourage them to share their stories with the staff so that human connection happens. And the feedback that we have received from patients is, may I have 25 copies? Because we write up the story, return it the next day, and they read it and they go, wow, how did you capture who I am? 25 copies, please. I've got a lot of friends and families. Or it might be, one of the most profound responses was a recent 93-year-old lady that I had the opportunity to interview. And I said, what has this been like for you? She leaned her head back. With her eyes closed, she said, it awakened an appreciation of myself. And I thought, wow, that really says it. So that is with patients that we see that we have enough time to be able to interview, write, return it, and make copies. But one other aspect I want to address is dealing with dying patients. And this came up kind of by accident when we were asked to go in and speak with families where the patients were unresponsive, because there seemed to be something the patient was hanging on to and or the family. So we now go in, speak with the family in front of the patient. I will introduce myself to the patient, share with the patient what we're doing. The family sits close to the patient so the patient can hear. I reassure the family that he or she can hear. They start telling the most incredible stories about their loved one, many times changing the atmosphere in the room from kind of a vigil to laughter and fun memories, and it just changes everything. And The end result that we have found is it seems to bring some peace, acceptance of the reality, and closure for the patient and the family. One particular patient, 92-year-old man, opened his eyes as his daughter told the most loving stories about him. After we were finished, about 40 minutes later, she kissed him on the forehead, on his nose, told him how much she loved him. He closed his eyes and took his last breath. I don't know what more you can say. It has an impact, but it's the opportunity to sit down and give our full attention to the patients and family. And that's something I wasn't able to do as a bedside nurse, but now I'm able to do as a volunteer. Thanks.